don't pay attention to that. Forget what you saw there. I'm in the process of cleaning it. ADHD is difficult. Speaking of, let's talk about ADHD for a change, or for a chance. Yeah, let's talk about ADHD for a chance. I have ADHD. Hi, everybody who has ADHD. How are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, that is a leash. Yep, it is a weird sash thing. Yes, it is Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it's a funny hat. Yeah, that's a cardboard box in the corner. So, anyway, you ever wonder why you have ADHD? You ever think to yourself, there's got to be like a reason why somebody would evolve this, right? Like there's a reason why a human has this thing. You ever think about it as like how society is starting to slowly, I think I'm really happy about this part. Society is starting to slowly recognize that ADHD is an evolutionary trait that was very, very, very useful at one point. And there's a reason why there's a specific percentage of people with it. We kept the tribes alive. You're welcome. You don't believe me? Look it up. Everybody's paying attention to the one thing. They're called neurotypical. Individuals who are non-neurotypical don't pay attention to the regular thing. Pay attention to that weird thing in the corner. Weird stuff. The thing that don't make sense. Why? Because that is usually where the stuff that's trying to hurt you is going to be at. It's going to be off of your peripheral. It's going to be over to the side. It's going to be off in the distance. It's going to not be the same color, but kind of be the same color. You know, it's just whatever it is. And that's what we evolved. Individuals who have ADHD love to fidget and move around. They want to fidget and move around. We should fidget and move around. Why? Our brains did not develop, or our brains lack a certain percentage of, I believe, either dopamine or serotonin receptors, the feel-good stuff. So when you do an activity, there's a certain amount of feedback you'll get when you do an activity. That makes your brain like it, right? So like every time I do a thing and I like it, my brain says, bling, here's a coin. Now, a neurotypical person will get usually average 5 coins, 1 to 5 coins from doing any activity. Normal neurotypical people wash the dishes. It's stimulating enough to do something for you. So I say like dishes, that's 4 coins. You get 4 coins for doing the dishes. Like it costs 4 coins to do the dishes. You got 4 coins for doing the dishes. Ching, right? Non-neurotypical people like ADHD, we get maybe half the amount of coins, but it costs us the same. So our brain is hungry for coins. And what that means is we have to find as many things that will give us coins without costing us so that we can continue our base day, because it costs you 100 coins to run your day. So the things you do, you cost coins, you use coins, talking about energy levels, attention spans, if you will. But in retrospect, it's all like, that's what it is. When you go to do something, you will use a certain amount of coins or get a certain amount of coins from them. And that's like the easiest way that I think that I've been seeing people try to describe and explain it. Yeah, that is a sheep bangle. Yes. Yeah, there's random rings. Yes, I'm wearing a Fitbit. You're welcome. Yeah, they're pretty. And yes, you're pretty. So, but yeah, like what I'm trying to say is definitely when you think about ADHD, don't think of it as a detriment. It is actually an attribute that's very useful if you understand how to kind of like narrow it in. You're gonna find your center, focus on what your true goal is, and then you're going to use your talent and ability, ADHD, to achieve your goal. Laser focus is one of the attributes of ADHD, but it's also one of the detriments of ADHD. I'm going to pay attention to this until it's done could mean that you don't pay attention to anything else, which is bad for people with children or individuals who depend on them, or even just not even that important, like time crunch stuff. So having a laser focus is a double-edged sword. But like, double-edged swords are kind of like going to be the thing with a lot of stuff. Not just ADHD, relationships, loving someone too much, good and bad. Everything is gray. We're gonna have a great conversation. But back to the ADHD thing. If you don't try to focus where your energy goes, you will always constantly find yourself trying to feed your coins. So realize that you have to have coins, you have to feed your coins, and you have to find what gives you coins that don't cost you. Okay? So the object of the game is that you're going through life, doing your regular day-to-day things, and those will cost you coins. But you need a certain amount of coins for yourself, ADHD person. You need 100 coins for a neurotypical. An ADHD person still needs 100 coins. The problem is it's harder to get it for us. It's not that we need to find more. It's physically harder. Our brain does not give off as much of a neural response to yay when we do a thing. So we go like, yeah, I like this. This is new. That's where we are at. We're like, oh yeah. And then as soon as your brain says, oh yeah, you should be looking for coyotes. And you're like, nah. Stop. But you know what I'm talking about. So I would say, use your ADHD. Like I'm going to try to be using my ADHD to vlog a lot about how important it is to be mindful of the self. You are conscious, you are real, but you are consciousness while you're real. So connect everything together. As always, I love you guys. Stay safe.